Thank you for being here. The real one. There we go. So you guys, welcome. This is the one-to-one show with Jairo, and my guest today is Julia. So,
hey.
Julia is an all-out just ball of energy. I love her atmosphere whenever she's into the room. Like, it's gonna be a good time. So, I wanted to bring her on here, and we were just talking a little bit about the different social media platforms. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get into that, I want to hear, so for the people that don't know you, because I'm learning to get to know you, but a little bit of your story, your background.
Okay.
Who is Julia? So
Who is Julia? That is a loaded question. Which version would you like?
Just the real one.
I'm an accountability and an empowerment coach and a speaker. So I really bridge the gap between where people are at and where they'd like to get, and make it less scary for them to go, well, I can't do it. And I'm like, no, you totally can. Let's create a plan, and I will be there as we get to your destination. I went through a not so good divorce.
Okay. But so take me back though,
back.
All the way back. So I want to because a lot I've heard and I've read about a lot of people saying that how people grow up affects the person that they become, whether it could be good way or in a bad way.
I was born and raised in California.
Yes.
I know, representing. Father was very much emotionally abusive. Okay. So it was a very dysfunctional family. I saw my father do what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do, and it was the social norm in the culture I grew up in that you do whatever you need to do to support a man, regardless of how he treats other people.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
That was hard for me because part of my my core value is very much about being authentic, but about being trust and being true to who you are. And it was almost like it's put on your happy face. Like no matter where you go, you put on your happy face. Everything's good.
Yeah.
But inside you're falling apart. If you only knew what was really happening, but you put on this front,
right? Because
you want to be accepted. Because again, we grew up, so we were poor. Had the whole scarcity mentality. I mean, having the power turned off, not knowing.
Right.
Not knowing, there's so many things, not reliable transportation, just knowing, okay, I'm in this kind of activity, but we don't have the money to do it, so you suppress who you are and what you want to do because well, for the greater good, and it's, again, you put other people before you put yourself. A defining moment for me was I had a mentor who was a teacher that had known my family from when I was very, very young.
Okay, so he knew.
He knew the family. He knew the family, and he tried to find different outlets for me because he knew emotionally I needed an outlet where I felt productive and I could be me and not what somebody wanted me to be.
And I just want to focus on that. That's valuable right there. That little part
is huge.
Having kids, we need to be aware of the next generation and the upbringing that's going on, and for kids to have an outlet. I know that I live in a very rough neighborhood, and I literally could not hang out in my neighborhood. It was dangerous for me to hang out in my own neighborhood. So my outlet was a skateboard, so I can skate to another neighborhood, or I would skate on the weekends at my regular school because I knew that it was a safe zone.
Yes.
And so it's important. All right. So tell me, what was your outlet?
Sports. What can I do that's me? That's not attached to anybody else in my family. That's not attached to who people wanted me to be. This is me, and I enjoy doing it, and I'm aggressive. That is.
So you were able to express yourself through sports.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So the mentor had taken me in, and he's like, I know things are bad. I'm here for you, but let's find an outlet because so many things you already have the answers to. If you tap into it. Right. But when you're so worried about the superficial and stuff on the surface, you don't take the time to go inside, and you don't give yourself the permission to do it because you're like, well, it could totally be scary.
Yeah.
When you're in an environment where you don't feel safe and you haven't been taught that emotions are safe, you don't want to go in there because you're like, oh no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So he's like, someday you're going to be a teacher. And I thought he was crazy. This was when I was already in college. He said, you're a business major. He said, you're not going to go into business. And I was like, how rude is that? And he said, you're gifted. No matter what you do, you will excel. But you weren't meant to be in business. You were meant to teach.
That's crazy.
My association with teaching is in the classroom. Very traditional. Because, traditional background, the teacher does lesson plans 9 months a year, or 9 months out of the year. You teach, that's not what it is. I'm teaching people to be my core value, be who they are, express who they are, and rely on what they have, because when you tap into who you are and you gain that confidence, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, because that platform that you were just describing, the traditional teaching school system that we have in America, it's new in the sense it's only been around for what, maybe like 100, 150 years, but it's also old in that it's not keeping up with what today's, you know, youth needs, because we're living in an ever-changing world. But at the same time, if you look back thousands of years, the philosophy of teaching and educating others and providing value and uplifting them, like I think of people like Plato, just because the information there, like if you don't take action on it, it's never gonna do anything. So we're talking about your outlet is sports. You realize that. So did you ever consider going into like college sports?
No.
Okay.
No, because growing up, it was the tradition and the norm in my family and in the culture is you grow up and you may or may not go to college, but you get married and you have children. That was the role that women played. And if you wanted something outside of that, that was selfish. And they didn't say greedy, but it's, oh, look at those people. They're going after something else. I got married and I was working full-time at the bank. I actually gave up a full-ride scholarship because I was 18 and you know everything when you're 18. And then shortly after that is when we started having children, and then I transitioned from making money in a career to I'm going to be a homemaker. Yeah. So the transition really came after going through the divorce. Things that I learned along the way that people would reach out as I continued to share my story. They'd reach out and say, "Kay, what are you doing? You're like such an inspiration, and I feel like I can't do what you're doing." And
so what were you doing at the time that was inspiring you?
I hired a mentor.
Okay.
I hired a mentor that she was willing to ask me the hard questions. Okay. That when things got hard, and I'm like, "But you don't understand. This is my circumstance."
Yeah.
She could say, "But I do understand. I've done that, but I'm asking you not what you have right now, but what you want. Because in this moment, you can decide how you're going to react, how you're going to live your life. Like every day, wake up, what choices are you going to make?" So it's asking the questions and really getting clear on what it is that you want.
Okay.
So
that you're being mentored by someone, and then what?
And then I started sharing my story.
Okay.
And at first.
So what did this mentor specifically help you do? Because at this point, the plan that you thought you're supposed to go for is not the plan you want to go for, so you make a shift. She
had this program, and it was laid out, and every day you log on and there's videos and there's reading articles and different questions, and you were to go and do it every single day. And then we're partnered up with people like our accountability partner. Then every day we check in, "Hey, how you doing? Did you do the assignment? Did you work out?" Because one of the things yes, they hold you accountable. Yeah. When you know you're going to get a call saying, "Did you do it?" You're like, "Oh shoot, they're going to be calling shortly. I got to get up and I got to do something." One of the things is she really gave me the tools so that I could become, because really a lot of it was accountability. And she'd say, "Here's my program," and we all know you can buy a program or you can read a book. And you read it and you put it back on the shelf. Like having to do something to getting to do something. But she taught me the tools of little things that when you catch it in the moment, going, "Oh my gosh, I'm being triggered. Like I feel like I'm flooding. I'm going to go back and revert to what I knew before.
Right.
I'm mad. I'm stressed. I'm going to go eat because I'm craving chocolate. Well, am I craving chocolate? Or am I stressed and not wanting to deal with that?"
I personally... If we're being honest here, that's one of the things. Like a lot of people tell me like, because they see that I like to work out, try to stay fit, and all that. I'm like, you guys, it's just because I understand that I like food. So in order for you guys to do, like I have to balance that. But like no, I honestly like I now understand that if I'm experiencing high level stress, one of the things that I revert to is food.
Yes.
And I realized, wow, these 3-4 months, I was really stressed out. And like, for example, it was the winter time. I didn't have a car at the time. I had crashed my car. Things were not going good in business and then because I didn't have a car, I was going to the gym. So it was like, I feel like I'm transforming to the person, not as a new person, but the person that I really am, right? Allowing your light to come out is how I like think of it in that aspect. So like the way I see it, like this year, my goal is to be the best version of me. Right? Too many people are caught up trying to keep up. I mean, I have friends that are buying fake jewelry because they're trying to look like the guys that have real jewelry.
Yes.
You know, I got friends at the time, many years ago, that were new college students were like working full time at McDonald's, but they spend all their money on buying a brand new BMW. You know, because they're chasing this like lifestyle, this facade, this thing that's not real. It's a mirage, you know. And so it's important for people to realize that you don't have to try and be those things. What you have to try and do, or what you should do, not try. What you should do is find out who you are and who you want to become, and be the best version of that. Because no one can beat you at being best you.
Yes.
Because no one else is you. You're you.
Yes.
You know, and that's a self-realization that I've had this year. Like that turned like 2 light bulbs on.
Lit up like a Christmas tree. I have the experiences and the way of an ability to connect with people that not many people have, and I'm denying people the opportunity.
Do you feel like that's something that comes naturally to you, or that's something that can be learned? Like, 'cause right now, as you may or may not know, like the coach, mentor industry has blown up over the last 3 years. Like, not everyone thinks that they can be a coach. Everyone thinks that they, you know. And it's funny because a lot of people may not know this, but like I've done consulting for nonprofits and other businesses for free. Like I meet people and they ask me about what I do, and then they're like, "Could you help me?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't do that. Like, it's not what my gig is. But like, if you're that eager, like, I'll give you an hour of my time." And I do some consulting for them, and I just, you know, teach them what I know. Like, hey, look, this is what I do. This is my business. This is what I've learned. This is what I've done, and this works for me. And they get value from it. I think if we're loud enough with the positive, we can drown out the negative.
See, and I would go a step further and say, why are we even acknowledging the negative? If we see the good, we learn to not see as much negative. So for instance, here's the thing in Utah.
The negative is more easily, like a virus, like poison. Like, it's more easily spread. Like, it's easier for someone to be negative because they sit there and watch Dr. Phil or Maury's show, and they're like, haha, my life's better than theirs. And so they feel better. Like, they don't even realize what's going on. Like, that person drowned my energy. Like, that's how negative they were. Like, everything's negative. Like, they don't even realize, like, oh man, this is water is cool, but like, it sucks. Like, they'll find any excuse to just be super negative. Vice versa. There's people like yourself. Like, I love it. Everything you're like, it's raining. Yes.
Right?
I wanted it to rain. I wanted it to be sunny, but I'm just so glad that it's raining right now.
It works. It totally works.
To be able to be grateful for that day.
But and that's the thing is, you talked about in Utah, we are in the top 3 for pornography addictions.
I didn't know that.
Pornography addictions.
That's crazy.
You know what else we're also in the top 3 for?
Nope.
Prescription drug abuse.
That's even more crazy.
And then you have all these people that are getting plastic surgery. So what they're doing is they're looking for a Band-Aid to fix something much bigger, and the much bigger is in here.
Yep.
It really is. So you're talking about how these people that are negative, this, that, and the other. You know what people want to do? They want to feel better. They want to feel good, and they want to feel valued. So you have all these people that if I turn to pornography, then I'm going to feel good because I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to be someone I don't think I can be. I can just go to a computer and boom, look at this person, they want me. Well, what happens is that they become emotionally disconnected, and their spouses are like, whoa, what's going on? There's not emotional. So what do? They turn to something that's going to numb the pain. So then they go in there and think, oh, well, maybe if I got plastic surgery, if I change this about me, then people will love me. Love starts in here. You cannot love anything on the outside more than you love yourself. And so that's what I do, is I give them the permission and the safe space to go, okay, let's go here. Okay. Let's clean out all the junk.
So, like, have you ever had a moment where you're like, man, I can't believe I walked into the room and he said that, and that was weird and dumb. But then you've also had a moment where you're like, that was me. I'm a speaker, guys. Like, I do this.
Where you say something, you're like, man, that was awesome. Don't know where that came from.
It is what it is. Like,
it is.
You know, you just
roll
with it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
Running through challenges, I kid you not, things that should not happen. I work with my web design guy, and he's like, I've never seen this. So it took like just to get things sorted out. He's like, what the heck happened? I'm like, you know, it's all these obstacles. It's almost like the universe being like, well, how bad do you want it?
Let me tell you a quick story. I don't know if I told you about this one.
Oh, tell me.
We had a meeting with a guy that's worth like $100 million.
Yeah.
And he went sat down with them, and the guy asked me for a website. And I was like, yeah, I got a website. I'll shoot it to you in an email, he says. All right. Comes home. Jairo, emergency meeting. What's up? I told the guy we have a website. Why would you say such a thing? We don't have one. We don't have a website. I know, but I figured you could do one over the weekend. I spent the whole weekend doing a website.
Right?
The whole weekend. Just email him in the morning, hey, here's the website link. Like, that's why, like, just action is what I'm trying to, like, promote right now, because thinking about it, talking about it, it's great. So, like, I love doing that, just letting my imagination go wild. But you have to execute on things in order for them to come out to fruition.
It's taking action. It's setting a plan and not going, well, I dream of someday I'll have. It's like, okay, this is what I want to do. Again, the everyday taking action. Hey, you mentioned it to us. What can we do? All right, cool, we'll be there. Make a plan. We have 3 quarters left in this year, but really make a plan. And then every day when you wake up, say, what can I do to get me a step closer to reaching one of those goals? So say, just write 5 things. I mean, 5 things isn't hard. For me, it's speaking gigs, to get at least 15 speaking gigs in 4 different states. Okay, wake up, okay, who do I know that I can network with that might know someone that can get me on stage to get me a step closer? We went to a conference and I'm there and they said, what's one bold move that you're willing to do? And I went up and I asked the lady, I said, who do you know that can put me on stage that needs a speaker? Give your information in the back, I'll be in contact with you, but it's making that conscious step every single day.
Oh, yeah.
What can I do for you?
The teaching, like, it shouldn't be put into this box that it's only in a school or it's only supposed to be done a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can teach someone in many different ways.
Well, the problem with today's society is that we teach them, if you have this, then you can have that. Well, you can actually have that because you're this. Mm-hmm. It's actually reverse thinking, because it's, well, I'm going to go to college and I'll get a degree and then I'll have a job.
Yeah.
And then I'll be trained to do these things. Well, to a certain extent, and as an entrepreneur, you can read all the books you want. Yeah. But until you're actually putting them into action, until you're actually going on a limb and executing them, you just are retaining all this knowledge.
How much you have to go through. And that's what I want people to understand, that you have to go through a lot to get to where you have to be right now, where you want to be. Like, and if they're like down right now, it's cool. Like, I went from high rise to thinking I was all good and gravy to like nothing.
The bottom. And I really want to tap on that. So I had the mentor, I'd say it's been about 2.5 years since I worked with her one-on-one. And then it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to do it, and then life happens.
Had I been born in Mexico, may or may not be able to do all those things. I don't take that for granted. And so I think a lot of specifically immigrants that come to this country that are coming here and seeking an opportunity, they sometimes work very, very hard, or sometimes even harder than the person that was already comes from the generation that was born here, because they don't realize, because they've never been outside of that box, how good they have it here. And serious. Then I moved to Utah and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get really serious. Like, I just changed states. I left the beach to come to Utah. So
you love it.
Yeah, right.
You take out people like me.
Right, bro. So I think that's when we got really serious, because it was our names on the line, and like our safety net of working with the big company that we had helped build was gone. So it was like do or die. I want people to see what it really takes to get to where you are.
Yes.
Because they are sold, again, this idea that it's overnight success, that you one day wake up and you're like, I'm a coach, I'm successful.
There's always going to be excuses. It's never going to be perfect. But every day we say, how can I get one step closer? What can I do right now? And make it happen.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. You guys making connections. People like this. Thanks.